And when we follow God's guidance, we get the best out of life because God's guidance is designed to protect us against ourselves.
Of course, yeah.
So without God, nations have fell into tyranny.
Yeah.
Nations have fell into hedonism. You understand hedonism?
What does that mean?
Hedonism is a lifestyle. It's a belief whereby you live your life for pleasures.
Okay. Yeah, me no want that.
Loads of pleasure.
Yeah, me no want that.
So whatever you feel to do. So if you feel to eat cake 7 days a week, or to eat oil 7 days a week, or to eat sugar 7 days a week, or to have any kind of immoral behavior 7 days a week, you dive into pleasures.
Okay.
And what happened to people who go after pleasure? They destroy it.
Yeah, they
right.
destroy themselves.
If you look at a child will play with a ball and it run in the street after the ball.
Yeah.
It's very likely going to harm himself running in the street. So,
down, yes.
so when it comes to pleasure, we can easily destroy ourselves after pleasure.
yeah.
People go and drink alcohol.
Yes.
People take drugs.
Yes.
People go after pleasures. So whenever we pursue the path of pleasure, where pleasure becomes the purpose of life, pleasures of the flesh, carnal desires. Whenever we serve the flesh, that becomes your purpose. That is hedonism.
Okay.
So hedonism was the religion of Babylon. And Babylon was one of the greatest historical institutions of warring against God.
Yes, okay.
Right? So Babylon is systematically an empire that builds its system against God and serving human pleasures.
Okay.
So sexual pleasures. So if you look at modern day now, this is moral freedom. Freedom. You don't need moral, you don't need a moral guidance.
Yeah.
No moral responsibility. So you talk about sexual freedom, gender freedom, freedom to change your sex, change your biology, change all. So you have God create you a certain way, and you should have the freedom to transform yourself into anything you want.
No.
So it's gender freedom, sex freedom, moral freedom, freedom from order, freedom from history, freedom from religion. It's a freedom agenda. And that belief of freedom, radical freedom, that belief goes right back to the religion of Babylon.
Okay.
And Babylon create a great nation based on tyranny, based on wealth, and based on freedom, and based on pleasure. That's tyranny. So that's hedonism.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right. So we are saying now, God has decreed guidance.
Okay.
So if you make a car, you will make a manual or guidance how to drive that car, how to use the car, how to maintain the car. Any machinery, you make a phone, how to use the phone, how to save the battery, how to protect the phone. So how to get the best use out of whatever you make, that's what we call guidance.
Okay.
Right. So when God created us, he didn't create us and say, I created you, go and wreck yourself.
Of course, yes, he did.
No, he said, I created you, you must know who created you. I created you, and I've created you, and I've given you guidance. So you must know me. And you must know who I am not. Because you're going to live in times where there will be imposters
telling me
of
that
me.
I'm not.
Exactly. So Satan is an imposter. Satan is a liar. So God now is saying, I created you, you must know me. All right? And it is compulsory upon every human being to know his maker, to know where he come from. That's compulsory. And to know who God is not. And when you know God, God will teach you that I am here for you to guide you, to protect you, to look after you. And I have a great plan for you. So when God created us, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said that when God created man, he created man and he made a place in paradise for man. And he made a place in paradise in hell. And there's a place in hell for us. So it's up for us to choose. Do you want to go paradise? Do you want to go hell? So the whole embodiment of guidance is to give us an overview, a bigger picture of why we were created. It's a big picture, right? And God is saying, I created you, so you live in your mother's womb for some time. You live in this world for a time. You're going to live in the ground when you die for some time. You will be called back to me, and your destination is either paradise or hell. Right. And because of this, we are believers. We are believers in the big plan, the bigger view of life, the overview of life. Right. Now, and this is why we have to choose, when choosing a religion, Do we choose a godless religion? Do we choose a paganistic religion? Or do we choose a religion or a belief that claim to believe in one God, but shortly after they subscribe to multiple gods?
Okay.
So the question is, in some aspects of Christianity, some of it, they will claim to believe in one God, but shortly after they believe in multiple gods.
Yeah.
Not all Christians believe. Some Christians are Unitarian,
Yeah.
some are Trinitarians.
Okay.
So there's a split there. So I am saying to you now, the concept of one God is better than the concept of multiple gods.
Of course, yeah.
Are you with that?
Of course, yeah.
So you believe you would choose one God,
One God.
rather than believing in 3 or 4 gods.
Yeah, one
Why is
God.
that?
There's only one God.
Right, there's only one God. But I'll tell you why. If we had multiple gods, and each God has the same amount of power,
Yeah.
and each God is independent, all right, one God will say, I create Hitler. The other God will say, I create Pharaoh. One God will say, I don't like Pharaoh. Time for Pharaoh to die. The other God might disagree.
Yeah.
One God would say, I like winter.
Yeah.
The other God would say, I like summer. The other God would say, see this individual? I don't think this individual should live one more day on earth.
Yeah.
He should not breathe my oxygen. He should not live on my earth. He should not wear and benefit from all the things that I created. So because if you have multiple gods, because they are powerful and they're independent, that's the thing about power. Power has independence. And when you have power, power has a right to express its power, express its will. So if a God exists, it must express its power. You don't find power manifested itself and want to become less powerful.
Yeah, it wants to be more powerful.
Exactly. So if you make a chair today, tomorrow you're going to make a table. Next day you're going to make a furniture, and then you keep improving, and you're going up. But you would not find somebody saying, "I made a cup of tea, and I want me who made the cup of tea. I want to become less than the cup of tea."
Yeah.
No,
Never.
never. Power does not submit to less power.
Exactly, yeah.
Whenever greater power meet less power, the lesser power have to submit to the greater power.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
So the difference between me and you and Jesus is that he have more knowledge than both of us.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of the differences. So we would listen to him when come to Prophet Abraham or Jesus or Moses, peace be upon them all. They have more knowledge, more guidance than you and I. So that's why we listen to them. And knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. So for example, if you have a son
Yeah.
or daughter or you have children, your children have to listen to you because you know better than them.
No more knowledge.
Exactly. So we have to listen to God because God know better than us.
Yes, 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 yes.
But when man become arrogant
Yeah.
and think he knows better than God,
Yeah.
and then we live in a lifestyle whereby